Hey everyone, welcome back. This is the Riding Bastards. I'm here with Niel. I'm Drake. Today we are doing Super Smash Bros. Melee tier list. Mostly because I haven't played the new Super Smash Bro. Niel's probably got me beat on that, so we got to go a little old school and use Melee today. So sorry for
Yep.
anyone that's going to be annoyed that we're using Melee today.
I mean, I think a lot of people would agree that it's one of the awesome games. Like people like
Right.
it. Like
It's a
it's,
pretty good one.
it's accepted as a pretty goated game. And I think the criteria we have to set out is this is not a tier list based on how good they are or how much we like them in the game. It's from the perspective of we're both authors. We write like fantasy sci-fi stuff. And so, how good do we think their characters are? So, this is
Mm.
like includes how good they are in their own games. This isn't like how good their story is in Super Smash. It's just that Super Smash is like a collection of really good characters. So, it's a good way to represent that. But it's more like
It's kind of like
their
Mortal
lore.
Kombat with all the lore
Yeah.
and stuff they all have in Mortal Kombat. So we're gonna try and do that as best we can with this. Cause yeah, we got a lot. But here's my question though. With that same like set in mind, abilities and moves, we're not taking those into consideration, right?
Well, I think
Or
it's
should
part of
we
who
do
they are as
so?
a
Okay, so
character.
okay, just want to get the
Yeah.
clear criteria before I mess
And
up.
their abilities are mostly grounded in like who they are,
True,
And
true.
it's if they're really popular because of this game, that sort of adds to their character. So it's not
Hmm.
like Super Smash is a disqualifier. It's more like Super Smash plus everything else that we know about them.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's how I think about it.
Okay, perfect.
All right, start off with the big dog himself.
Oh, Bowser.
I feel like Bowser's
Mm,
got to be pretty high, you know, like
mm.
like a solid A tier villain. Like he's not too complicated, but very iconic design. Um, that's that's sort of my opinion. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, he's very iconic. I think with Bowser, though, I am thinking of Super Mario 64. And he always takes stuff over, but I feel like his plans are kind of never really thought out. Like, he always just, I mean, obviously Mario has to win. It's kind of just how the games go. But I just feel like sometimes with Bowser, he has like these really big, stupid moments. Like when he fights Mario in the 64, it's like he's on this tiny little pillar. There's lava all around him. It's
Mm.
like, dude, as a villain, you didn't. This is your like thought through plan. So Mario can just basically grab you by the tail, and, like, woof. What the
Dude,
freak?
doesn't he have some like illegitimate children or something too?
He has the
I
one baby Bowser. You mean like on Mario Kart?
but there's like other ones. Like who's like Koopa Kid? Like is that like his like foster child? Like
Oh, like the turtle dudes with the wings and whatnot.
there's like Bowser Jr. is different from like other. There's like Koopa Kid, I think, which is like a different one. I could be
Dude,
wrong, but.
your Nintendo lore is far superior to mine. I mean, the next guy really blew my mind when you told me about him. So I don't know. You're kind of like the Bible when it comes to Nintendo lore. So I'll just trust you that sure he has illegitimate children. That sure, dude. I don't know. Where do you find this stuff?
I'm
Is there a
pretty sure.
Nintendo Bible somewhere in
I
where
don't
is it
know.
in a drawer beside you're gonna pull this out of the drawer? Oh, actually. Oh my
So,
head.
okay, what I'm hearing is he is iconic as a character,
Yeah.
which good characters are usually iconic for some reason or another. But
Hmm.
he's just I don't know, that's pretty much all he's got to him.
Yeah,
And
I think he's just
doesn't make a lot of
iconic.
sense sometimes.
No real crazy character development, no real cool plot
Yeah.
twists and stuff. He's yeah, kind of just common bad guy.
All right, you already know. You already know.
Yeah, I
Kevin
can't really
Falcon
argue with that. That guy's crazy, man.
Kevin Falcon may be the most like one of the most S tier. And it's you have to think about like something like Mario has been so pushed worldwide. So like
Hmm.
you kind of expect him to be popular, but Captain Falcon is really popular, even though he's not had very many games made about him. So it's like his
Do you only
character
have just like one or
iconicness.
two?
There's probably more F-Zeros than I think there's a number of them, but like nothing super widespread. But
Okay.
he totally overperforms his amount of iconicness compared to how much stuff, how much material he actually has. It's like his
Oh yeah.
ratio of how iconic he is massively high. And we already talked about this, but like for anyone who doesn't know, Captain Falcon's crazy. Like his
Yeah, his
powers,
lore
his
is
Falcon punch and
ridiculous.
everything is because of his faith in Jesus Christ. He's literally like some spiritual warrior, and the
So
villains in F-Zero is basically
crazy.
Satan. It's like his Falcon punch is like holy fire for some reason.
Really? Is that
Um,
what it is? Is
it's
that the Falcon
hilarious.
Punch? Really?
I
Oh
mean,
my
I don't know
gosh.
technically, but like that's the source of his power, so by definition, right? It has to be.
I have to look
Has to
this
be
up.
that. He's
Um,
just a goat.
yeah, yeah, Captain Falcon, I don't know. And the F-Zero game, I heard it's really a crazy game too, the one on the GameCube, but yeah, just his
Yeah.
lore alone and it's like a racing game, which kind of boggles my mind. He has all this lore and all this stuff that he can do, and he's literally just in like the game you actually play with him is like driving around this car like super fast lightning speed. Like what?
You don't even see
Like
him.
what? Yeah,
Yeah.
like Star Wars
Yeah.
Pod
You
Racer
don't
has
play as him.
less lore and story, and people just play it because it's a pod racer. Like, I think racing games, like generally people just play it because like you want to race, but yet they went so hard in this like lore for no reason. So yeah, I think he's a pretty cool character. I wish there was more I knew about him, but I like him.
You
He's a pretty
know.
cool guy.
I think
Oh, Donkey Kong.
DK's like solid, but he's kind of like Bowser. Like there's not a lot to him that's interesting. He's just sort of iconic.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't know if there's much story development. I'm trying to remember like Donkey Kong 64. If there was like a ton that happened in that, but I can't really remember even the story. I just remember it was really cool because you had like guns and you'd shoot fruit out of them. I know, really
I'm
sparse.
putting him slightly above Bowser just because he doesn't have like the repeated failings as a villain.
Yeah, I'm.
Originally he
Yeah.
like was a villain in that like original game that he was
Oh,
in with Mario,
the very
but
first Mario. Yeah, where they're like climbing up the ladders and he's throwing the
yeah,
hammers. Yeah, yeah, I remember. Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, I think Donkey Kong is. I just don't know if there's character development a ton with him. I feel like there has to be because they have all like the Diddy Kong and all the different Kongs. Like I feel like there has to be some sort of story. I just don't know. So if anyone knows his like backstory and lore, feel free to comment it because Donkey Kong is one that I really am unfamiliar with. So,
All right.
oh,
I think I think
Doctor
Dr. Mario
Mario.
is like a solid character. There's not much to him. Like there's like a game that originally I think he was from, and I think it was sort of like almost like a Tetris game. Like
Dude,
that
it
was like the
literally
Dr.
is.
Mario
I
game.
have the game on like the old
Oh,
Game Boy. It's the gray. Yeah, dude, it's legit just like Tetris. It's all it
yeah.
is. Only I think
So
you're like in someone's
very
stomach and it's like pills shaped. That's like all it is.
very limited lore, but he is pretty iconic. Like it's a pretty hilarious, good alternate version of Mario that I think is like popular and people know about. So it's just good character design. And like shooting pills out instead of fireballs is hilarious.
Yeah, I was gonna say for Mario to go from plumber to doctor, dude, he it's quite some character development. So I mean, can't be that terrible.
Went to med school real quick, little
Yeah,
psychiatry.
sidekick, side job. Yeah, you ever gotta have a side hustle, dude? He's a mainstream plumber. Just while I'm in the house already, let's do a checkup while I'm here.
Uh,
He's a real house call kind of guy. My gosh, yeah.
how
Doctor Mario.
much do you know about Star Fox games?
I played like the 64. I played Star Fox Adventures and I played Star Fox Assault. That's kind of my
Oh,
like
dude,
knowledge of Star Fox.
that's pretty good. Star Fox Assault, by the way, that game was so underrated. The
Dude,
multiplayer
I
is
wanted to
actually really
buy it.
fun.
I've been looking to buy it because I still have my GameCube, and I was like, all the GameCube games are ridiculously priced right now, so I'm just like, oh,
Not that
sad.
I'm endorsing anything, but there are ways to play.
Well,
Not on.
I know those ways, but I mean, you know, gotta be a good, try to be a good example here, okay? Sorry.
It's not as fun if you're not playing on the original
I want
system.
to do it because
I
of the
could see that.
multiplayer, Neil. Come on. I
I
can't play
see. I see.
multiplayer on those ways.
That's true. That's true. Um, you ever play Soul Calibur 2?
Dude, yes. Yeah.
Those are
I just
awesome.
remember because I had it, I was like 12 when I got it because I got it for my birthday. And it was my mom, I think. Do you remember the one character, Ivy, who's like the super like skimpily
Yeah.
dressed lady that like
Yeah.
has the whip sword? Yeah, my mom saw me. She's like, "What are you playing?" I was like, "Oh no, no, oh, oh." I was playing as like Link. That's the only reason I think I got the game because I love Zelda so much. But I just remember that. I was like, oh. So ever
That
after that,
was
whenever that character came on, I like hurry and try and beat the level. I'm like, oh, such an
that was
awkward.
awesome.
So yeah,
That and
I had.
Voldo was a creep, but
Oh, yeah. They're like, mummy dude, that does all like the weird like rolling and crap. Oh, dude, yeah.
anyway, little,
We'll do Soul Calibur
little,
another time.
little separate topic, but I was just gonna say, yeah, like the Star Fox games are good, and
Hmm.
I feel like Star Fox himself is like another like solid character, but
Ooh, I don't.
I
I
don't
feel like
know,
he's
like
almost
he's
A,
just
dude. He's got a lot of lore, like a pretty interesting character arc too.
I just don't know if he's like as well known.
Oh, he's
Like,
definitely not well. Like I don't know though. I don't know if he's not well known. I mean, he's got a great character arc, like his dad getting killed,
mm,
kind of wanting revenge on. Was it Andros? I can't remember the main bad guy's name, but I think it's interesting his whole character arc if you kind of consider 64 adventure and assault.
mm,
He kind of slowly becomes he kind of like reminds me a lot of Han Solo to be fair. He kind of is kind of like that obnoxious, wild, does his own thing, but kind of becomes more of like a squad leader throughout the games and
yeah.
whatnot. But
I mean, the concept I think is interesting of like,
animal, I suppose.
random animal who's like it's kind of Guardians of the Galaxy before Guardians of the Galaxy,
Oh, he's literally just yeah, he's pretty a lot like Rocket Raccoon now that I think of it. Yeah,
right?
he
Yeah.
really is. That's kind yeah. Yeah, they need to do a
I
movie of
I'm
this.
good with that. I think he's solid.
Who's
Um,
Falco?
dude, Falco, I mean, I feel like he's just not as well, there's not that as much about him. He's sort of like a side character. Um, More
True.
iconic because of the games than or Super Smash than anything else, I would say. But I don't know if you have
Yeah,
more thoughts
I
because I haven't played the campaigns of Adventures or
Adventures are
64.
really
So
long. You don't even get like a blaster. You have to like use the spear. It's all right. I don't know. I think with Falco, he kind of is just like he. It's a lot like Top Gun, where Fox McCloud's kind of like Tom Cruise, and Falco's like Goose. You kind of see that like dynamic where he's kind of like the good wingman, but they're also, or maybe Iceman would be. I think Falco's more like Iceman, like Val Kilmer,
mm,
um, because he has kind of like that
rest in peace.
competition. I know, dude. I that's sad.
I
It's been a
watched
long
Heat.
week.
I watched Heat recently just
Oh,
to
dude, I love
you know
Heat. That is a
just
great
to
show.
you know pay
I
my
want to watch
respects.
Willow again, dude. I loved Willow. Him and Willow, I
Oh,
was like,
dude,
yeah,
Willow.
yes.
What a blast from the past.
Dude,
Okay.
we can get off
Yeah.
topic so easily.
Um, so anyway, what's your take on Falco? Where would you put him?
Yeah, I think he's a little bit better than I'd almost put him better than Bowser and Donkey Kong. Just because throughout the games, I feel like his character builds a lot more on top of Fox's, where they kind of like a B still. I'd still put him tight, like top B tier,
Yeah.
because their relationship, I feel like, kind of does move forward. and they have that competition between them. But it's also like the I'm gonna save you, and like or I'll save you. I don't know. I think there's more, but Assault's a really good game. I feel like you see that build because he's not really he's in Star Fox Adventures at the very end. So I think Star Fox Assault was really where you see him shine, and then in like 64 with Fox. So
Mm.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
I think I already know what you're gonna say. Uh,
Oh, dude.
be my guest.
You know what's sad is I think the best Zelda villain that no one really cares about is Skull Kid from Majora's Mask, but Ganondorf is really good in Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess. Ever after that, he's about as dumb as Sauron was, dude. Like literally, they're about in the same boat because like I remember as a kid, I would be like a new Zelda game would come like, yes, finally a new one. Maybe Ganondorf won't be the villain. And then he's the villain. And I'm like, no, gosh, it's the same like crap he tries every time. Like it's kind of ridiculous. It's literally like Zelda, Link, and Ganondorf is it's like these three beings that continually are just resurrected, not resurrected, reincarnated over and over and over and over and over, and he just loses every freaking time. Like, except for I guess if you want to like talk about the Zelda timeline where Link can technically lose to him, but like, yeah, I think Ganondorf he's a cool villain. He's really cool in Twilight Princess. Looks way cool, but
Maybe like a C for some of his redeeming factors, perhaps.
yeah, but he's like, it's so stupid to me that he's like really smart and tricky about like coming back to life and manipulating all these people. And then Link, this freaking farm boy who's like swung a sword for like 10 days, can whoop his butt. I'm like, what? You can transform into this giant like creature pig thing, and you get beat up by a farm dude. It's like Star Wars, dude. Like but even Star Wars kind of has a little more sense to it. Like it just drives me nuts. I'm like, one time I want him to make a Zelda game where like you beat Ganondorf, like you get his last health down, and then like Link's going to kill him, and all of a sudden he just like kills him, flips you to the side, and that's how the game ends, dude. Like you just lose. I would love that. Like probably piss off so many fans, but I'm like, yes, yes, finally. Like they did
I
something new.
think I think what's
Yes.
tricky is a lot of these are gonna suffer from the same problems that they're just like kids games. So it's like Bowser, like he's kind of capped on how good he can be because the story in some of those games is not gonna be super good. I
Which
think Ganondorf kind of has that same issue. Super
yeah.
cool character, and especially in Super Smash, like really cool and iconic.
I mean,
But
a redesigned Captain Falcon, but yes, or yeah, he's still cool, but yeah.
but it's like they're both cool, you know.
Instead of
But
the Falcon punch, you just get the weird
but
wind up.
I think I agree with you. Like even in the Zelda games, like it's just kind of like whatever Ganondorf, you know. So that's not great.
Yeah,
You know,
no.
but
I wish they'd come up with a new bad guy. Who is
yeah.
this? Is this the Ice Climbers together?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, like I think their game is not like a very well-known game, and
Hey,
so
I
it's
gotta
just
look it
hard
up.
for them to have like much. Like they're kind of iconic just because they're in Super Smash, but that's it. That's what I would say. So
Is that their only game? Is just like the
there might be
SN?
more,
How
but
do you
I
say that
don't
they
think it's
make? Yeah.
like I don't think it's well known, so not much to say.
That's like all I'm seeing right now is it's just
Uh,
yeah, 1985.
yeah, not much to say about them,
Wow,
so
that sucks
hard to
for
rate
them.
them high. Yeah,
They're kind of fun to play on Super Smash, but that sucks. Wow.
yeah.
Anyway, okay. Yeah.
Okay, Jigglypuff has some iconic moments in the Pokemon TV show. It's kind of like a
Yeah.
funny Pokemon, very classic character in Super Smash, but not a lot you can go off of, and certainly not as iconic as like a Bowser or a Donkey Kong. So hard to put it too high. Yeah,
Yeah, Jigglypuff's just Jigglypuff.
yeah,
Kirby.
dude,
Kirby's pretty good.
dude.
I put him in
I feel
A.
like Kirby's like a solid A tier.
He's got a lot of
Like,
lore, but I don't know if his character really does anything. I don't even know if he
I
ever
mean,
talks. Does he ever even talk in anything? Does
I
Kirby
don't
ever
know,
talk?
but the Kirby TV show is actually a good show,
Oh, he never
which
speaks, according to the
which
internet.
I think is better than most of these characters can say that they actually had a good TV show with like a interesting plot.
I mean,
And
Zelda had a TV show.
when?
You didn't know about the terrible Zelda show, like the cartoon?
Clearly it wasn't good enough
Dude.
to matter.
No, it's like a very secluded piece of Zelda lore, but it's like yeah, Zelda TV show. When did it come out? It was like the 1980s, I bet, too.
Mm,
Yeah, dude. Link is voiced 1989. It got a 6 out of 10 stars.
I don't know how you know that, but
My
um
dad was getting his car worked on one time at a freaking auto mechanics, and they had like a case of stuff, just random stuff to buy, and there was a Zelda VHS, and my dad, it was like $5, and my dad just bought it and brought it home. Super random how I know that, but yeah. So yeah,
yeah.
we'll get to
I
Zelda
I
in a
think
minute though.
Kirby's I think Kirby's solid. Like that was a good show, and
Yeah,
while Kirby is not like a super vocal character, it's an interesting concept. Like it just absorbs food or anything and then turns into it. Like that whole thing is unique and
yeah,
really
it's
good
really
character
bizarre.
design. So like I'm not gonna say it's better than like a Fox, which actually has like a narrative. Um, but I think it's up
Hmm.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Star Fox is just kind of like the classic squad trope, which is easy to play off of and um kind of like it's almost not like a mech, but has that with the squad it's kind of like that Star Trek, Star Wars. I think it's pretty easy to make that game have a lot of easy lore, but also be fun to play. I think Kirby
Yeah.
could be harder because I think Star Fox even trends to be a bit more adult or kind of like adult themes are in there, but it's also made for kids. I think that's one of the few Nintendo games that's for kids, but I was like, oh, I guess some like deeper kind of stuff going on in the side, so
Yeah.
yeah, would
All
agree.
right. Where, dude, this is my off the cuff placing for Link, but
Which
I don't
Link
know what you think.
though? Because here's my like just because if we're going off the Brawl Link, I mean Melee Link, that's like Ocarina of Time Link. Is that the one we're using?
It's the whole universe of Link, everything,
Oh boy, I think in gen I put Link better than I put him in an A. I think I
something
don't
like that. I don't know. I haven't
maybe.
played as much Zelda as you have,
I
so
played way too much Zelda, dude. That was like my childhood. I think the thing is with Link, he doesn't say much, which kind of it's once again the problem with a lot of these games is the main character is quiet because it's a self-insert character.
right, right.
It's for you to feel like you're there. But I think Link actually has like if you consider everything that happens in the game to be canon, he has quite a big story, and even the Zelda mangas have a lot of building with him. I haven't read the
Mm.
mangas, but I've heard they're really good. So I think Link he's a really good character. He was Nintendo's first like attractive character too. I didn't know this, but the
Like
guy that designed
intentionally.
yes,
Huh.
it's in the like
That's
Hyrule
interesting.
Historia. The guy who was designing Link, they had him kind of like like Link's The Legend of Zelda like on the like Super Nintendo system. He's kind
I've
of
never
like
played it, but yeah.
so like
Oh,
if you
oh,
like the picture, not the actual game, like the picture where he's kind of like got like a
I
round
see.
nose, the brown tunic or whatever, like the red cross on his shield and stuff. His wife, the apparently the guy who like was drawing him, she's like, "Why do you always make such goofy, weird characters like Mario? Like, why can't you have like kind of like a cool or like attractive guy?" And that's why they made Link that way he is in Ocarina of Time and gave him pierced ears and made him all like kind of
Uh,
cool and like it was super funny to me that they decided to do that just because his like wife. So funny to me, but
Decent
I liked it.
recommendation. Yeah.
Yeah, they did clearly it was a good choice, but no, I think Link's pretty cool. I think he has a lot of cool backstory, and especially the Hero of Time. he's got a lot of like really he's got a really sad story actually. So
Mm. Would
I
you
could go
put him
into
above Star Fox, you think?
yeah, I think he's got more lore than like if
Yeah,
we're just Ocarina of Time alone, that Link, the Hero of Time, has a lot of just back like not like a ton like he's even got a lot of backstory now that I think about it. Like he was raised by
true.
people, his mom died and like gave him to these people and they didn't even like him. He has a really sad life actually. The more you like read into it, you're like, wow, it's kind of depressing. But yeah, pretty good.
All right.
So
Uh, dude, I think Luigi's like a solid, maybe not like a high A, but an A. And
he's
my
got a mansion.
reasoning,
I mean, he's got to be decent at something.
dude, Luigi's Mansion, awesome game.
Yeah.
Like Luigi and Mario both don't have like a ton of character and story because they're like games made for like actual little kids.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah.
so it's not like they're not trying to have something too serious, but Luigi and Mario are mega iconic, and that counts for
Hmm.
something. And he's distinct from Mario. Like you can tell his character is different. He's got a little bit of a different vibe. So I feel like that's well done as like a side character. So it's not S tier, but
Hmm.
like, it's solid, is
I
what I would
think
say.
one thing Nintendo does really well at is making really iconic characters, but also the characters they do have interactions, even if Mario and Luigi don't talk a lot, just how they are, like how they act, kind of, even if they don't speak, the sort of sounds they kind of make when they're like scared or running, all of that combined really makes a like dynamic duo, which is interesting to me that it does so well to build character without them saying much.
Yeah,
So I don't
yeah.
know, I'd agree. I think Luigi and Mario are both a really good duo in that regard. I wouldn't put them as like super high ranked, but yeah, they definitely are unique and have enough personality that I feel like
That's
they're
my
not
take
bad
too. I feel like
characters.
they're not like they don't have any depth. Like they suffer from what Bowser and DK suffer from,
Yeah,
but they're just mega iconic and the design is good. And like they're definitely
true.
more iconic than DK or Bowser, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of how I feel, but maybe not an S.
No, I think
It's
so
only for
far
the
Captain
goats.
Falcon is really just it's just like a ridiculous amount of lore he got like for literally no reason. Like it makes no sense to me. Like Zelda, Star Fox, Mario. I mean, they have like lore and stuff, but like I really went into like a like rabbit hole down a rabbit hole with like Captain Falcon after you told me that one episode. I was like, what the heck? Like ridiculous, man.
He's
So,
just a goat.
so
Um,
anyway,
all right, dude.
ooh, Marth,
Marth,
he's pretty high up, dude.
I think
The
he's
whole
pretty
Fire Emblem
solid.
is pretty like lore heavy stuff.
Totally. And cool world.
Oh, I gotta even
Like
look. I gotta look it
he's
up.
competent. Um, he's just a cool character. Like you like him, and the story is good in those games.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know where you'd put him. I feel like Star Fox is like a little bit more of the main guy, whereas
Is I'm
Martha's one of many Fire Emblem characters that's like important because there's so many generations of them. So it's
I was gonna
like
say
it's a little hard. I feel like maybe that's a solid spot for him, but
okay. I'm sorry. I'm just doing a little. He's the main character in Fire Emblem Shadow of the Dragon, Mystery of the Emblem. He's the first main character to ever exist in the Fire Emblem series. So okay. He's like the mascot kind of the series actually. Oh, that's
It's just
interesting. I
tricky
didn't know
though,
that.
because like
That's cool.
there's a lot of other characters that are like
True.
kind
No.
of
Like
important.
Ike. I think Ike is honestly
Yeah.
more. I don't know how I know Ike better. I always kind of had the vibe that Mars kind of like the snooty older brother vibe over Roy. I don't know if you ever got that, but
Yeah.
he just kind of always had that like. I played as Roy more than I played as
Mm.
Mars. Mostly for that goat super like B charge up that he could do, but. I like Mars. I think all the Emblem characters are super well done. They're like an
It's
epic
just a cool
fantasy kind of
concept.
vibe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's
really
just
want to
very
play Fire
appealing.
Emblem now.
I
I love
love,
Fire
dude,
Emblem.
some of the newer games too are awesome.
What's like a good
Yeah.
new one, dude? I haven't played any of the new ones. I have the one on my.
Uh,
I have Fire Emblem on my phone that I haven't even played that much.
like a Game Boy port or
Well, I have a few game. I have a Game Boy port, yeah, but I also have. It's just what's it called? It's Fire Emblem Heroes. It's like an app. I don't know if it's on
oh, I
my.
see.
If
I
it's
see.
terrible, please comment below, people, so I won't waste my time playing it.
The one that came out on 3DS, I can't remember what it was called, but
Oh,
that was a
okay.
solid. I put like quite a bit of hours into it.
I'll have to check
It's a
that
fun
one
one.
out. Fire Emblem on 3DS. I'm gonna look at
Yeah.
that. Anyway.
All right.
Ooh,
I think
yeah,
Mewtwo's an S.
yeah,
Easy.
yeah. He's
Like
got a lot. The Pokemon movie with him in it. Yeah, he's got a lot.
so good. He's an awesome villain. Like only Pokemon that can
Yeah,
speak other than I guess like Meowth for some reason. But like it was so crazy because he was like a human-like Pokemon, but it
yeah.
just made sense. Like he's like psychic, like kind of made in a lab. And so you understand why he's bad, but he's intense. And then the Pokemon battle with him where he has like his own Pokemon and they're like altered versions of the starters. Like all that stuff is so good. Mewtwo is
Dude,
awesome, I
Mewtwo like
think.
always tripped me out because I was always confused if he was an evolution from like the little Mew like cat thing. I was always confused as a
He's
kid.
the clone, you know,
It just always for the
the
longest
altered.
time I was like, so he evolves to him? Like what? I was so confused all the time. But yeah, I think Mewtwo's awesome. Coolest, one of the coolest Pokemon probably.
And super iconic design, right? Like really interesting,
Hmm.
unique. So
His
yeah,
moves are good in
he's a
Smash too.
goat.
Super good.
Dude, Game and Watch, like he's from a super retro game. I'd put him above Ice Climbers because he's kind of like cool, but there's not much to it
The
other
people
than
that
that.
played the retro game probably would appreciate it more, but I don't think those retro games had any story. I think that's the big problem they suffered from.
Yeah,
It was the beginning. I'm not gonna like diss on them, like that's because of them we are where we are now. But I mean, what
yeah.
was the story? Didn't he just like I don't even know what the story was. So yeah, I agree.
Ness,
I think
I'm
he's.
tentatively saying that, but feel free to disagree. I don't
Mm,
know much about their games.
I feel like he's got to have some decent lore. I don't know. Isn't it called Homeward Bound? Is that what the games are called?
Earthbound or something? I can't remember.
Oh,
Something like
Earthbound,
that.
not Homeward Bound. God, what am I smoking? Cool.
Like he's an iconic
Earthbound, yeah, sorry, Homeward Bound. I think that's a
he's an
dog
iconic
movie.
Super Smash character, but I don't know. I feel like he doesn't transcend Super Smash in the same way that some of these other characters do. So it's hard for me to say he's like super high up.
Yeah, he's got his like own kind of games and whatnot, but they're ones that never really I came in. I don't know if we even have them in America.
I don't think they're well known.
I
Yeah.
think yeah, they might be more well known like in Japan or whatnot, but for me growing up,
Yeah.
I only knew him from Smash Bros. And like
Yeah.
that's about it. So yeah, I'd agree.
I feel like he's like solid Dr. Mario territory.
Yeah,
Um,
Peach.
I don't know, man. Like,
She probably has more story than Mario because she talks. Yeah, she says stuff. Like she kind of
but
falls into
less
the Zelda
iconic.
trope though too. Like just these princesses that they have to go save. Not a huge
Yeah,
ton of story.
I feel like she's not that iconic. So like she
Yeah.
obviously is because it's Mario, but within Mario, it's like Bowser and Mario are probably more well known, is my opinion.
Yeah, I'm trying to
So
even think if I know anything like a ton. I'm trying to like Mario Sunshine and stuff. But yeah, yeah, I think that's like a fair rate. You know, she probably
not a
has more
lot to go
story
off of. Yeah.
than Pichu.
Dude, I mean, I don't know what to even
Mm,
say. Like, it's pretty much
just
just a
that
Pokemon that's also a Super Smash character, and that's it.
Pikachu ripoff kind of feeling. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Pikachu is just so iconic when they did like the minus and plus and then Pichu. No one cared because Pikachu is just too cool.
Dude, I think Pikachu is a really solid character, actually.
Does he have like much character? I just like he's really good for all the memes that came out.
Well, have you watched Pokemon TV show ever? You ever watched it?
Yeah, but I don't remember it very well. I
He's
mean,
actually a solid character, like super foundational to Ash's like progress and character development, like
okay.
refuses to evolve, and then that sort of makes them this like unique duo.
Mm,
Um,
okay.
it's
Yeah, I
like
could see that.
for what he is, which is like an unspeaking animal,
He does
like is
pretty good.
seriously a good character given that is kind of
Okay.
my take. But
Yeah,
dude,
I'm not as
honestly, it could be a little
familiar.
lower. Like
No, I'm just
could be
not as
like,
familiar. I didn't watch the
yeah,
Pokemon TV shows a lot growing up. I watched a lot more Yu-Gi-Oh than Pokemon. So I just didn't
yeah.
know as much. I think I watched a lot of the movies. I think Pikachu would honestly, I could see him being higher than Mario, to be honest. I don't know like where if you could top Marth, that's something you'd have to really kind of finagle because I know a lot
I feel
about
like
Marth, less about Pikachu.
Pikachu just is capped because he doesn't have like in-depth character because he's not like a speaking human.
Yeah.
Um, and like Kirby's sort of like a really interesting design surrounded by a lot of interesting characters.
True.
Like that show's really good. And so
Hmm.
like for the same reason, I think Pikachu's good. But
I could
Pikachu's
see
just more
that.
iconic, like super well known, the most famous Pokemon, you know. So
Yeah, I mean, you're really not gonna beat that. It's like,
yeah.
yeah, I could agree with that.
But all right. Um, I don't know if you have much to say
Roy.
about these three. We already did ice
Aren't
counters.
they the same?
Yeah. Roy though, like I feel like he's kind of looped in. Maybe we just stick with Marth, maybe.
Yeah, I think
Or
he's
I don't know.
pretty similar to Marth. I'd put him up around Marth level. It's once again you have the dragon. Oh my gosh, not dragon. Fire Emblem. I think Dragon Age Origins. Fire Emblem. Gosh, I'm on like a mistake roll tonight. Jeez. Yeah, I think once again, Fire Emblem, these characters all together probably could all be S tier in my opinion, just because the games are so expansive. It's just a Japanese RPG, which is just dense with lore, character building, relationships. So, I mean, they could easily all be S tier. I think that's the only really like JRPG that was in Smash Bros. I think at all. And yeah, it's a bit
I
of an
guess
unfair advantage I think that they have.
I guess until Cloud. But that's later.
Yeah, don't even throw Cloud into this, dude. He'd be S tier probably. I think Cloud's
Oh
pretty
yeah.
sick, dude.
Oh yeah. And
Oh yeah.
Sephiroth, but this is
Oh
Melee.
yeah,
Dude,
so good.
easy S for Samus.
Yeah, I'd
Like
agree with that on Samus. Super big
Re
amount of lore.
Samus, super iconic, super cool power suit with gun on it. Like really interesting twist on sort of like the super soldier in a super suit take where it's actually like a woman underneath.
Hmm.
Like all that's just a cool iconic character. And then the games are cool too. Like
Yeah.
interesting villains, etc.
Yeah, they got the new Metroid Prime, I think, isn't it? 4 or something like the first person shooter that kind of feels like Halo or whatnot. Did you
Are
ever
you
see
talking
those?
about the older one or are you saying
No,
the
they
new
got a
one?
new one coming out. It's like for the
Oh,
Switch.
yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I
even the old
believe
one,
it.
same kind of thing. Is that I love those. I thought that was a super cool take, having that like first
Those were
person.
good.
Yeah, I think Samus is awesome.
Dude,
Yeah,
Yoshi
Yoshi.
is
Dude,
just
that
kind of
one's
an
sick.
iconic, cool character design, and that's it.
Yep.
That's that's like kind of how these other characters are,
I just
in
remember
my
on
opinion.
Smash the one level with like all the Yoshis coming at you and just punch them, they go flying. That's what I remember. Yeah, poor Yoshi.
Um,
Poor
yeah,
Yoshi.
yeah. Okay, Zelda Sheik as one character because they are one character. I mean, pretty solid, no? Like, where would you put?
I honestly think Sheik elevates Zelda a lot more than Zelda actually is. I think Zelda has a lot more like story building in like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom than in the other ones. I'd put her probably A tier. I don't know. She's like close to Pikachu level, I think. I honestly, she could probably top Link just because everyone always thinks Link is Zelda. Or maybe Link does top her because they always think he is her. I remember that always frustrated me as a kid. My mom was like, "Is that Zelda?" I'm like, "No, it's Link, Mom. Like, how do you can't get why can't you get this right? Like, come on." My mother put up with
Yeah,
me a lot, but yeah, I think Zelda the Sheik aspect was really cool in Ocarina of Time, where Zelda was undercover as Sheik, and then at the very end you got revealed it was revealed that it's Zelda. I think Zelda's a pretty cool character. I think she's been getting a lot more cool with the newer games too. So I put her. I just don't know if
where
she's
would
better.
you?
Somewhere around Pikachu. Like either I just have a hard time saying she's better than Pikachu because I feel like Pikachu's kind of like the comfort animal. It's like Marley and me. Everyone remembers the dog in that movie. It's like the sidekick animal is just super integral to storylines sometimes, so I can really like
Totally.
see that. Yeah. Yeah, no. I could agree with that order, I think.
Well, there you have it.
Wow,
Super
look
Smash
at that.
Melee character ratings. Good stuff.
Dude, yeah.
Uh,
That's so many good characters.
Captain Falcon, Mewtwo, they're awesome.
And it's kids' games. That's what blows my mind. It's like all made for kids, and it's like some really decent stuff. So crazy.
Yeah. Um, cool. Well, thanks y'all for watching. We have our book links in the description, so check out our books if you're interested in reading fantasy and subscribe, follow along. We upload every week.
Alrighty, well. Thanks, guys. See you later.